Okay, let me ask you something real for a second. What if I told you that the happiest people in the world don't actually have more money than you? They don't have perfect jobs. They don't live in bigger houses. They don't drive luxury cars. And no, they definitely don't have fewer problems. In fact, many of them deal with stress, uncertainty, and setbacks just like everyone else. So, what's different? The answer is almost frustratingly simple. They do a few tiny things every single day. Not dramatic life changes, not extreme routines, not complicated productivity systems, just small habits. So small, so ordinary, that most people ignore them completely. People scroll past them, they laugh at them. They assume something that simple couldn't possibly work. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and strangely dissatisfied even when life looks fine on the outside. But today, you're going to see these habits differently. Because by the end of this, you'll have a simple blueprint you can start using immediately. Not next month, not next year, today. And pay close attention to habit number 7, because that one changes everything. It's the habit that quietly holds all the others together. Let's begin. Habit 1. The 2-minute morning pause. Think about what most people do the moment they wake up. Phone, notifications, messages, emails, social media headlines. Within 60 seconds, their brain is flooded with other people's urgency, opinions, and problems. And then they wonder why anxiety shows up before they even leave the bed. Here's the shift. Tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone, just for 2 minutes. That's it. Lie still. Take a slow breath. Think about one thing you're looking forward to today. Maybe it's coffee, a conversation, a quiet moment tonight. What matters is this. You choose what enters your mind first. Psychology shows that the brain's emotional tone is heavily influenced by the first inputs of the day. Starting calmly lowers cortisol, your stress hormone, and creates emotional momentum that lasts for hours. 2 minutes sounds insignificant, but it quietly tells your brain, I'm in control of how this day begins. Habit 2. The gratitude snapshot. Now, before you roll your eyes, this is not journaling. You don't need notebooks or long lists. Once a day, pause for 5 seconds and notice one good moment happening right now. Just 5 seconds. The warmth of sunlight, a laugh you didn't expect, the taste of food, a peaceful silence. Mentally, take a snapshot. No analysis, no effort, just notice and feel it. Your brain has a negativity bias. It scans constantly for problems because survival once depended on it. But modern life rarely involves escaping danger. Instead, that bias keeps us focused on stress. This tiny pause retrains attention. Over time, your brain begins searching automatically for positive moments. Happiness doesn't increase because life changes. It increases because perception changes. Habit 3. One genuine compliment. Every day, give one real compliment. Not fake politeness, not small talk, something specific and sincere. Tell someone you admire how they handle the situation. Tell a coworker their effort didn't go unnoticed. Tell a stranger they bring positive energy. Here's the surprising part. When you compliment someone genuinely, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and it happens to you as much as it happens to them. You literally create connection chemistry inside your own nervous system. You begin scanning the world for what's good in people, and slowly your perspective shifts from criticism to appreciation. Habit 4. The 10-minute move. Most people fail at exercise because they imagine intensity, an hour at the gym, exhaustion, perfection. So they do nothing. But your brain doesn't need intensity. It needs movement. 10 minutes. Walk around the block. Stretch. Dance to one song. Do a few push-ups. Research consistently shows even small movement dramatically improves mood and reduces anxiety. But the hidden benefit is psychological. When you move daily, your brain records a win. You kept the promise to yourself. And self-trust is one of the deepest sources of happiness. Habit 5. The intentional unplug. Your brain today is rarely resting, scrolling, switching apps, half listening, half thinking. This creates something psychologists call continuous partial attention, a state where your nervous system never fully relaxes. So once a day, unplug for 15 minutes. No screens. Just exist in the physical world. At first, it feels strange. Then something happens. Your breathing slows, your thoughts quiet. You begin noticing life instead of consuming it. And calm returns, not because you escaped reality, but because you reconnected with it. Habit 6. The nightly brain dump. Ever notice how your mind becomes loud the moment your head hits the pillow? Every unfinished task returns. Your brain treats unresolved thoughts like open tabs running in the background. So before bed, take 5 minutes and write everything down. No structure, no solutions. Just unload it. This signals closure to your brain. You're telling it, you don't need to hold this anymore. Sleep improves, stress lowers, and emotional recovery finally begins. Habit 7. The identity statement. Now here's the habit that changes everything. One sentence. Say it daily. I am the kind of person who takes care of my happiness. It sounds simple, but identity drives behavior. If you believe you're stressed, overwhelmed, or unlucky, your actions unconsciously reinforce that story. But when identity shifts, behavior follows naturally. You don't force habits anymore. You become someone for whom those habits make sense. Each small action becomes a vote for who you are becoming, and slowly, almost invisibly, life changes. The real secret. None of these habits are dramatic. They won't impress social media. They won't look extraordinary from the outside. But together, they rewire how your brain experiences daily life. Happiness isn't built through massive breakthroughs. It's built through tiny moments repeated consistently. And one day, you wake up and realize something surprising. Life didn't suddenly become perfect. You just learned how to live inside it differently.